Good morning everyone, welcome back to Alchemy online classes. Student, in our previous class we learned about government. In an iConnect session we learned that there is a monetary system. Monetary system means continuously power is going to the other authority or the next generation. Means if a country is ruling by a king and a king died in an accident or because of natural death, so his power will go to his son, not to other person. And we learned that India is a democratic country, means by the people for the people. We people having right to choose our prime minister or the government of our country. Today we learn more about India and Indian government. So students, you can see a political map of India. Now you can see the vastness of India, that India is the large country and it has many borders. You know how many borders and how many countries are neighbor country of India? Let us see. Countries like Pakistan, Bangladesh, Sri Lanka, Nepal, Bhutan and Maldives are the constituent countries of India. As we learned in our previous class that India is the largest democratic country in the world. So you know in India it has 29 states and 9 union territories. The huge country, there are two types of government. First, the central government and the state government. So what is the difference between central government and the state government? Government which is look after the particular state work, it's a state government, and government who is looking after the state government work plus the country work, which is the steps which they have to take for the whole country, not for a state or not for a union territory. That work is done by our central government. To have a smooth running of the nation, it is important that an imperial and a stable government is at the central. To have a better management government, the government is divided into central and state. What happens if government is not stable? In our country, in democratic country, every 5 years we have right to change government. But if a country is having stable government, it means a government is ruling for a long time. So that government will help country and people of the country to take good decision and to grow more and more in country. They will do the development work for country. But if the government will change continuously in every 5 years, what happen? Suppose if first government has taken decision for railway, for new trains. So if the other government will come and they will give stay order on that. So the development work for that train will stop automatically and will not get change in our country. That thing happen in every democratic country. So it is important that we need a stable government. Central government take care of the center or the entire country, but the state government look after the state within a country. For example, Gujarat government, CM Mr. Rupani is taking care of Gujarat only, but Mr. Narendra Modi is our PM and he is taking care of the whole country. As Delhi is having Prime Minister, Delhi is having CM, Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal, Mr. Arvind Kejriwal. So he will look after only on Delhi and the areas which are counted as a part of Delhi. But the PM Modi will look after Delhi, Uttar Pradesh or Gujarat or any other state or union territory of India, because he is responsible for the whole country, not for a part of country. Now come to I read section of our course book. India is the largest democratic country in the world. It has 29 states and 7 union territories. To govern the huge country, there are two types of governments. First, the central government and the state government. The Constitution of India describes the functions, duties and power of both these governments. So we can see the government is divided into two parts. First, the central government and second, the state government. Parts of central government: Prime Minister, Council of Ministers, and in state government, Chief Minister and Council of Ministers. Now we'll discuss a study that the taxes from trade and business in a state are taken by the center. The center claims this tax in the name of providing infrastructure in the form of railways. The state, however, affirms as the basics are provided by the state. How do you think is right? Means first, which tax we are paying through our business or any job from services, that tax is taken by central government. And central government are using that taxes in infrastructures like constructing metros, railways, bus stands, all these things. And providing state, however, forms as the basic provided by the state. And state is managing some parts of that by some part of that funds. So what do you think? Who do you think is right? According to you, central government is right or the state government is right? That you have to think about it. Now there is a responsibility, there are different responsibilities and powers of central government and the central government is having huge responsibility. That is why they are having many rights or many authorities. But the state government is limited to a state, so they are having less responsibilities. With this less responsibilities, they are getting less rights. What are their rights and duties, that we will learn in our next class.